Hello everyone, it's me Jenny and it's time for a D&D and D&D in the wider internet, where basically I gush about how awesome Critical Role is and the other various offshoots of the internet that I read and watch from the D&D world. So the only things I'm watching at the moment is Force Grey, Giant Hunters, the Nerdist series and Critical Role. So Force Grey's been okay this week. They met their first ever good dragon, their first ever metallic dragon, which is the first time I've seen a metallic dragon personified in any of my D&D shows that I've watched, and it's really very fun. I really like the fact that you can have conversations with dragons, that you can have these really powerful entities that aren't evil necessarily. So it's really fun to see a metallic dragon as a character. I've got a couple of theories about who might be metallic dragons in Critical Role, so spoiler alert in case this ends up being true, and I'll try and remember to put a timestamp on screen for when you can come back. My main theory for who is a dragon in Critical Role is Alora Vysoren. I am pretty sure that she may well be a dragon because silver dragons, I believe, are meant to have like tendrils that go down the side of their faces. Which obviously reminds me of Alora's hair. They live up high in secluded places of mountains and have simplistic beauty in their life. So that reminds me of her ivory tower. They are very powerful creatures, and when Alora is comforting Keyleth, she does a whole thing about suddenly there seems to be a great force within her. She hangs out with Kima, who is a disciple of the Platinum Dragon, and she hangs out with an Arcanist, who obviously can deal with elemental magics. I'm pretty sure Alora is a silver dragon. It also makes sense that her tower was attacked by a white dragon, which is sort of the chromatic version of her. Of a silver dragon. So that's my theory. Whether or not it ends up being true is a whole other thing, but that's my theory. And yeah, spoiler alert over. Yeah, so I really like that in Force Grey you had a metallic dragon, and it was really fun to watch. Critical Role this week was the Feywild forest episode, where it's kind of a battle of the Lycans and the Fays, which is very similar to my current game that I'm running. For those of you who don't watch the D&D and Me episodes, it's very similar. It's a battle of Fae versus others. Although in this one it was very interesting how complicated the motivations between the characters are. Clearly, if you were going with a kind of standard game without proper insight into the motivations of each side, it would be very easy to say we just automatically go with the pixies because they're good and you don't go with the Lycans because they're evil. But because Matthew Mercer builds this world which has very complicated motivations, very in-depth real reactions to various stimuli, it ended up being the pixies that actually, you know, lost against the cast of Vox Machina. Wow, I'm tired. So I found that really fascinating. I will be interested to see the consequences in the wider world, because this is the sort of game where you get real, genuine consequences, and the fact that the Lycans are now able to go out and produce, reproduce, and produce general evil, possibly, you don't know, is very interesting to me, and we shall see how it works. Anywho, it was very entertaining in places, it was very cool in other places. I watched it in two parts. I watched like the first part and then I took 2 days off and then I watched the second part, so my brain's a little bit scattered on it, but I really enjoyed it. I really loved the visual of Keyleth as Minxie playing with the pixies. Was phenomenal. I love that little, like, I love visual cues where you just get such a clear image of what the environment is and what's happening. And some of the shipping moments were adorable. Anywho, thank you for watching. Feel free to comment what was your favourite part of the latest episode of Critical Role, and do you watch Force Grey? Did you enjoy it? What's your thoughts on various dragons that may appear in Critical Role in the future? And that's about it. I will see you guys all very soon. Bye!